This video was recorded about 2 weeks ago after my first infusion. Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for joining me today. Today we are in Shreveport after my first infusion of the 2 that I'll be getting here. And so I haven't been in this Hobby Lobby in a long time, like probably a couple years. And so I thought, let's go to Hobby Lobby and see what they have that my Hobby Lobby doesn't have. Because, you know, sometimes different stores carry different things. So far, I'm seeing that they have a lot of fall stuff out. And so, even though we may not be feeling fall, it's going to come soon enough, I hope. I'm ready for it. But also, you know, crafters have to get ready for fall stuff early. They have to work on their stuff way before fall. So that's why it's out in the store so early. I know we always like to say, it's still summer. Why do they have fall out? It's for crafters, you know, people who buy that stuff and make stuff to sell at craft fairs. They can't do that all in 1 week when fall hits. So they work on it starting now when stuff is hitting the stores. But anyway, I love seeing all the fall stuff, and I get lots of ideas, things I want to do, things I'm not going to be able to do. But those trucks are super cute, aren't they? And they would make a really cute display or photo ops. And I love the pillow. No, the pillow was a painting with a church on it. That was really cute. So many items for fall decor, but I'm trying to make my way back to the crochet aisles because I am there for it. So there I'm spotting the crochet kits. So I wanted to look at those and see what kits they have that my local Hobby Lobby had. You know, why they have different. And they do have a few different things, I believe. So just kind of looking to see what's going on in the yarn owl situation. How many owls they had, because I hadn't been in there in a while. So I didn't know. Oh, there's Big Daddy. He just appeared out of nowhere. I guess he was behind me and I didn't know it. Because really, he dropped me off at the front door. Okay, so let's see what they have. Well, I see the cherries and the hat and the mushroom. And so I'm looking to kind of see which ones have that beginner-friendly yarn, the tube type yarn, and which ones don't. So I'm kind of checking those out and just in general looking to see what they have, and I'll show you at the end of the video what I did get. They had some stuff that, you know, my store didn't have, and so I was trying to look at them all and decide which ones did, you know, I really want, which ones would be worth doing, if you say, you know. See, some of them have the yarn for the tube yarn, and some of them do not. And remember, I did try to make a unicorn that turned out to be a pig. Well, they did have a pig. And honestly, at this point, I can't remember what kits my local store had and what kits they didn't have. I've forgotten by now, so there's lots of cute ones. So many. And there's that yarn, and Big Daddy said, go ahead and get you a set. And I said, well, I did buy some, and he said, they're probably not going to have that yarn forever. He said, if you want it, you better get it, because they may not have it later. And if you notice, I did not get a black. I just had too hard of a time seeing the black yarn, so I skipped on it. Some of those I might have the same project in another type of kit, but I thought I could do both and compare. So there's that. And then Big Daddy was sitting on my shoulder saying, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get whatever you want. There was a lady that I did end up talking to later, looking for yarn. And she was asking me about those kits. Also, because she has not done any. And so she was just asking about them, you know. So I ran into this lady, and let me get her to tell her name. Brandy, and she has these dolls that she had brought in to pick up some more items to finish them off. And so I asked her, would she share? And she's embarrassed about doing it, but I'm forcing her to do it. But look at that, lovely. And the dolls are for her beautiful daughter right here. And so look at this. You want to tell us what you used and stuff?
I used the lace over here at Hobby Lobby.
Yes,
and it ended up taking 6.5 yards to do, and I hot glued that on. And then I just got the Christmas ornaments, like the lights and the candy canes and snowflakes and bells, and just hot glued those on.
One of my mottos is glue crap on crap. Is what I like to do. But this is gluing crap on something beautiful, though.
So good to yarn.
It does.
It sticks so good to yarn.
A lot of people don't understand that, but it does.
Yeah, it sticks beautifully to yarn.
That is just a masterpiece right here. Look at that big old snowflake right here.
Yeah, and the snowflakes are periodically out through it. And as you see, I've got all the lights and candy canes here, but I ran out, so I still need to do the lights and candy canes through there.
She said it's an 18-inch doll.
No, she's 12-inch.
Oh, 12-inch doll.
Yeah,
and what did you say you found the pattern where?
It is by Fibercraft. It's the peach blossom pattern, and I used that to do it. I just didn't make the little peach blossoms.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of finishing out the sleeves, I took the lace that I'd used on the dress and put it up here. That way it just kind of flowed from the sleeves down.
Okay, y'all don't go anywhere because she has another doll here that we can look at. But her children are playing with the buggy, entertaining themselves. But she has another doll. And I collect dolls, and I crochet and have a YouTube channel about crocheting.
Wait, you have a YouTube channel? What's your YouTube channel name?
It's Llama Mama Kayla.
Wait, so you're on YouTube?
Yeah.
Here is.
And here's a Halloween doll.
Now this was the actual Halloween pattern from Fibercraft.
Okay.
That we did for this one. And the little chain and the pumpkins we bought over in the craft section at Hobby Lobby here.
And where did you get your doll from?
The Fibercraft dolls, they don't make those anymore.
Okay.
So you have to usually get them off of, per se, like eBay or Amazon, somewhere like that, because they don't make the Fibercraft dolls anymore. And this one has got the tulle up underneath it.
Oh, wow.
And I will be making the underskirt to where when it fluffs out, it'll be fluffed out like this. To where it's up and out. And you'll see the tulle too.
Yes,
the underskirt will fluff that tulle out.
Now, do you make these only for your daughter, or do you make them and sell them also?
I just make them for my daughter.
Yeah, well, isn't she blessed? She don't even know how blessed she is, does she? And look at the little McDonald's
that
bucket.
Came, yes, that was McDonald's. Thank you, McDonald's, for your minis that you came out with. And bring me your cat. And we just picked up the cat because we've been looking for a little cat. It's up there by the blue yarn. And I'll show you what the little cat's going to look like, because that's going to get hot glued down too. But we found her little cat, which will go right up here.
That is
on her shoulder,
awesome. That is
just like that.
That is so cute.
So she will have her little kitty, as every witch should have.
Yeah, that is so cute. What an awesome doll.
So
you are one lucky little girl.
I found your YouTube channel.
Okay, you did? Well, thank you, Brandy, for sharing your dolls with us and your crochet. It's beautiful crochet work.
Thank you.
And very, very creative. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love looking at all the Hobby Lobby yarn. They just have so many pretty colors. And, you know, it's amazing that they can come up with all the different shades of a color. This was a very nice lady, and I didn't ask her to talk online, you know, on the video, but we talked together about the different yarns and textures and feelings and, you know, just all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed talking to her so much. Big Daddy ended up going to the car at some point in this video because I was taking too long for him, but he was okay. He don't mind me staying as long as I wish. But I did enjoy talking with this lady about all the different yarns, and yeah, I told her my plans of making some things, washcloths with the cotton yarn and such, and so, yeah, we just got into good conversation. I wish I knew her in real life. I don't remember exactly what all we were saying, but I do know that I enjoyed talking to her. And she had chronic illnesses, and so we could relate on that also. And she, you know, crochet is her escape from her chronic illness, and so I understood completely how she feels and things that she's going through there. And she also, you know, was talking about how a chronic illness is just so hard on her, financially, emotionally, physically, and all, you know, everything. And so we talked about that, and I'm sure, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I feel like she probably was glad to run into someone who understand how she felt also. I know I did. And here on the end, I'm looking at all this scrubby type yarn. I think that's Scrubology down there below. And I did get some of that for a project that I want to do. And I did get red and white with dark green. And I got some pink and light green and even some yellow. And I think I ended up getting 2 dark greens and one of each of the other, but I am going to be doing a project with that Scrubology. That's what it's called. Y'all, I've already made a loop around and I'm back again. Looking at all these pretty colors. I think I could just go up and down these aisles 100 times and still see a different color yarn each time. But I really wasn't looking for acrylic yarn. I was just to purchase. I was just looking at it for the eye candy, right? Just looking at it because it was so many pretty colors. And, you know, looking at also, like just there, I saw a lot that was fall colors. And sometimes fall colors are beautiful to look at too. I mean, they are, not sometimes, but they are. I love all colors. The only color I don't enjoy working with is black, but sometimes navy blue or dark brown is hard for me to work with also. Taking a peek at their crochet hooks just to see if they had anything different from my store, and I do not believe they did. There was not any new crochet hooks. They had a little bitty little clearance area, and so I was taking a peek at that to see what there was. And I see this little felted gnome, and it was like marked down cheap. And so I decided to get that because it's something I kind of want to play around with just to see if I figure it out. I would like to do some of those other little felted kits But I need something to practice on or to learn on, and that was marked down super cheap. So there. And also, I was thinking Big Daddy might like to do that too. So I got it for me and him to kind of do together. And here I go. I'm going to take another look at that cotton yarn. I don't know. I'm just looking. Remember, I'm trying to find make some sets. And so I was looking for colors that would go together. It's too overwhelming. It's too hard to make choices when there are so many choices. And, you know, all of the colors are beautiful, so how do you choose the one you like the best? So I was looking at these cotton yarns, and yeah, I was thinking, well, I could make up some washcloths with those and use the others for matching set. So, and I was also trying to look for colors for a man. Yeah, I have lots of pretty pinks and yellows and reds for a lady, but I was trying to also, you know, get colors that a man would like or would be a gift set for a man. So I'm looking over there and seeing, is there more colors that would match that? And I do believe I found some matches. Yep, I think those three will match perfect. I'll show them to you here in a moment at the end of this video. But I think that would make a really nice set of washcloths. And, you know, some women love blue too, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a man, but I wanted to have colors that, you know, a man would be okay with. And so I decided, hey, gray is a good neutral color. It could go for anyone, and it probably could be added into any set. I could have a gray washcloth, a blue washcloth, of two different shades or something. It's so hard to decide when they all look so yummy. What is it? Why is it so hard? But it is. It is very hard. But I better get out of there and go look at something else. Remember, Big Daddy's in the car. Not that he really cares, but I need to get on because we have a long drive home after this. But I really do need to walk around for my leg's sake because after sitting in that chair all day, I need to, like, after driving over there for 2.5 hours, my bag fell. After driving over there for 2.5 hours and then sitting in that chair for 8 hours on that particular day, and then driving back home for 2.5 hours, I've got to walk my legs or they will be in an awful lot of pain. And so that's what I'm doing, just walking around on my, you know, walking around so my legs don't hurt quite so bad. They're going to hurt bad anyway, but walking around kind of helps them. And their Hobby Lobby's not set up like my Hobby Lobby. Stuff is not in the same places. There's some football gnomes, but Big Daddy's not really into football, so they're safe with me. But as I was saying, their Hobby Lobby's not really set up like mine, and so I was seeing different things as I walked through, what's the deal with those bags? Those croc-like bags, the big rubbery ones, they would hold a lot of yarn. Here comes the rain at my house today. I'm going to go back next time I'm in Shreveport. I want to go back to Hobby Lobby and walk around and look again. Those are so cute. Clouds and rainbows with long arms. Those would be easy to crochet. And I don't know if I told y'all, my friend Eva, she did a first time craft fair, and she had some crochet projects, amigurumis that she had done, but she also had a ton of stuffed animals that she got really, really cheap, and she marked them really cheap, like they were $1, $2, $3 at the most. And I want you all to know her crochet stuff sold over those brand new plushies, still with the tags on them, for $1 to $3. Her crochet stuff sold. Like, she sold all but one crochet item. That was so awesome. I'm so proud of her for taking the leap of faith and getting a booth and trying it out. Here, I was asking this lady if they had any rubber ducks, because I saw online that they had some, but I wanted to see them in the store. And she was just kind of walking around with me talking by this point, because we didn't find the rubber ducks that she was looking for. Now I'm up with the holiday stuff, and yes, they already have some Christmas stuff out, because remember, people who craft for markets, they've got to make that Christmas stuff now, so they'll have it ready come October, November, December, when they're doing their markets. Look at those letters beside me, all the little letters, which you could crochet letters. Those would be cute. I really wanted to look at all those ornaments and stuff, because if you don't pick them up when they first put all that out, you kind of lose them. They sell fast, or they do here at my store. But I was just perusing, trying to, not take too long, but I wanted to see what they had. It was fun just walking through and looking around at all the different things they had. So I'm going to go ahead and tell this before we get to the item. Um, so anyway, here at our house, we buy deer corn and throw out to feed the deer. And so we have lots of deer that spend a lot of time in our yard. They come up and eat in the mornings and at night, and sometimes in the middle of the day, but they're out there all the time. Big Daddy keeps deer corn in the laundry room, and he gets a scoop of it and goes and throws it out for the deer. And then they come up, and I watch them on security camera. And so we have a mama with her 2 babies, and they're out there. Every year she comes back with her babies. And so I was looking at these cups, and they had that mama deer with her baby. And so I loved it. It's a beautiful cup. So I decided I was going to get that for Big Daddy, just for being a good sport and being the loving husband he is, and letting me walk around Hobby Lobby while he sat in the car. So I did get him that cup. It is a gorgeous cup. It has mama deer with 1 baby deer with her, and it reminds me so much of our mama deer and her 2 babies. So those were actually on sale. The raccoon one could have went also. I could have got a raccoon one. But I thought he would enjoy the deer one better since we purposely feed the deer and we don't purposely feed the raccoons. So I'm thinking I better go soonish, get checked out. Because we do have a long ride ahead of us, and I'm sure we're going to stop at Sonic and get a drink for the ride home. But I don't guess I was too concerned because here I go again. Poor Big Daddy. That was so cheap. It's a table shaped like a pumpkin. It folds out. The legs are kind of folded up right now. But I was like, really? That is such a good price. And then to be on sale on top of that, it was really, really affordable. And I don't remember the price of it, but I was like just amazed that it was really cheap. So I'm not sure if that's a large table and then smaller tables, or if one of them made a chair. I'm thinking they're tables. Both of them are tables. I try to avoid getting, people on camera. When I accidentally see that I have someone on camera, I kind of move back quickly. But then sometimes people just are there or just walk in front of my camera and I can't help it. But they're on the store's cameras, and everywhere you go, you're filmed while you're driving down the road. There's cameras filming you. Everywhere you go, there's filming. And that's just the way it is nowadays. I know sometimes when I'm in a store, I end up on people's cameras just because that's the way it is. I'm in the way. They just have so many cute things. Like I could go broke as a joke in Hobby Lobby. I could. I have to, do I need it? Do I want it? Am I going to use it? Like, how much am I going to use it? Or how much joy is it going to bring me? And it probably would bring me a lot of joy. Hey friends, thank you for joining me walking around Hobby Lobby and just looking at the yarn and talking about yarn. I appreciate you coming along with me. I am now home, as you can tell. I'm at my desk. And so I wanted to show you what yarn I did purchase on that particular trip and what all I got, and talk about it some more because I could talk about yarn forever. So first, let me show you the little kits I got. Let's see. Alright, so I did pick up this Winnie the Pooh kit. It is Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Aren't they so cute? They are. And so I did pick them up. And I picked up this Howling Cow gift as a gift for someone that is learning to crochet. She's working on some things. It's Chastity, Elijah's friend Chastity. So I did get that for her to go with some little things I've been collecting for her birthday. And I think she would like that one. And then I picked up the Penguin, and this is 44th Street Needle Company. And I guess that is Hobby Lobby's brand. This was $3.79. And so it does have the skinny yarn and a tiny needle. But Llama Mama Kayla is going to use beginner yarn, the tube yarn, and a much bigger needle. I'm going to use the pattern, and then I'm going to pass this to Chastity. Her birthday has passed, and I hadn't seen her, and so I'm still collecting a few little things for her. And then here's these cherries. It's a cherry keychain, a cherry keychain. Ooh, I don't know how that was hard. It was $1.99, and so it has all the little pieces in there, including the keychain pieces. So I am gonna open it and use the pattern, and then put it back in, and I'm gonna leave the keychain stuff for Chastity, because I do have some keychain stuff already that I can use. I don't have to take the one out of there. And then here's this, the little chick with an egg on the head. Isn't that cute? It is, and it was $3.99. So these little kits are very affordable. And if you are one that can use the tiny hooks with the small yarn, I wouldn't even say that's a 4-weight yarn. That is more like a 3-weight yarn. And I'm just going to see if it tells that here. It's a 2mm hook. So it does not say what size that yarn is, but y'all, that's not a 4-weight. It is tiny yarn. A 3, I would say it's at least more like a 3-weight yarn. And so here's that little panda. It is cute. I like the little panda with the bow tie. So very cute. And then here's a whale. And it has also the little tiny yarn in it. And you know, I know that some people can use those tiny yarns and those tiny hooks, and you can work with those, and that is great. I wish that I could, but with my hand situation, I just cannot. So I'll be using the tube yarn. Okay, and so here is that felt gnome that I said I picked up. I don't know anything about felting, needle felting kit. And it's a little gnome, and Big Daddy likes gnomes. And so I thought, well, it's time for us to learn. So I got that to play around with him. Alright, so let me move these little kits that I got. I like the little kits. I think they're cute, and I'm going to be working on those. I've just had a really hard time being sick here lately, but, and I don't know that I'm going to get back to what I was. So at this point, I feel like I just need to find my new normal, figure out what works for me at my new normal, and go from there. And so that's where I'm kind of at. I'm kind of resetting. Oh, there's a couple more little kits. When I pulled up this bag, I thought I had got some with tube yarn. So I just picked up this little cat with the tube yarn one. It's still a 44th Street Needle Company, and it does have the tube yarn. And I picked up the pig one also, just mainly to review the pattern. Okay, that's really what I mainly got it for, is to review the pattern and then have a cute little amigurumi that I can put in my crochet booth. So the pig and the cat, and then let me regroup here. Okay, so let me just tell you all that when I was in the store and I picked up this yarn and got it, put in my buggy, and all this time until right this very moment, I did not know that this yarn was sparkly. I had no idea. I don't know if all Scrubology is sparkly, or if, I mean, I guess maybe that's what makes the harshness of it. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I got, and then I'll tell you that I am going to be making something, and I'm going to do it kind of as a tutorial on here. So I did get red, white, and green for a little tutorial that I'm going to do. It's real simple, real easy, super easy tutorial. So I picked up this color for that, and that's what I'm going to be making. And I'm going to be making a lot of them because I'm going to put them in my crochet booth also. So I picked up these, and then I thought, well, let me see. I can also do a pink, white, and a lime green. So I can also do that. And I probably should have picked up two white and another white, and I did pick up another green, but I probably should have picked up another white. So next time I run in Hobby Lobby, I'll just grab another white one. But I can still do the tutorial before then. And then I thought, well, I could do yellow also. So it could be a yellow, white with green or lime green. So either way, I can do the pink with the dark green, the pink with the lime. I can do the red with either one also, but probably I'll do it with that. And then the yellow, I can do it either way also. I need to pick up another white. That's what I need to do. Well, you know, I kind of take that back. I'm only going to be using one row of white per project, so I might have enough white there. But anyway, if you want to follow along with that tutorial, you do not have to have the Scrubology yarn. You can do it with regular acrylic yarn, bulky yarn, whatever yarn you have, cotton yarn. You can do it with anything for what I'm going to make. It does not have to be Scrubology. I just have the Scrubology one because of putting it in my crochet booth. It's going to be marketed for a certain thing, but it could be made with any type of yarn and used for different things, and we'll talk about that whenever I do the tutorial. So if you want to, you know, gather up some red, white, and green, maybe different shades of green, maybe yellow, maybe pink, go ahead and get ready for the tutorial coming up soon. Okay, and I did pick up some more tube yarn. It is the Beginner Bees. This is $3.49, and I was on there on a 30% off week, so that made it like $2.44. I think this is a good buy. From what I have, I've bought lots of different tube yarn in different, you know, from different stores or online, and I think this is a really good buy right here. Especially, I mean, if you wouldn't make like a whole blanket or a sweater or something where you're going to need like a ton of the same color over and over. You know, you're not going to need like a ton of this color and a ton of that color to make a blanket or a sweater or something of that. You just wouldn't do that with this type of yarn. I don't think. I wouldn't, but somebody I guess might, but not me. Anyway, so just picking up a skein of this here and there when it's on sale is really good for me. Now, I don't know about you. I know a lot of people are just going to, you know, use acrylic yarn, and that's great. That's what I was using before I lost this finger here, my middle finger. My tension is just not the same when I'm trying to do amigurumis, and I'm not happy with them, and I have such trouble crocheting and keeping my tension tight, and also the yarn splitting because I can't hold my crochet project good. But anyway, so I've been using the tube yarn a lot, and it's really been a game changer for me. And I like the tube yarn. People who have trouble with their hands, or people who can't see well, or beginner crocheters, the definition that the stitches do with this tube yarn is good for beginners, but it's also good for us people with eye issues, and it's also good for people with hand issues. So there you have it. That's why I use the Beginner Bee yarn or any kind of tube yarn. But this is purple, and I'll just tell you about one of them real quick. It's the Beginner Bee Beginner Yarn Purple. This is 85 yards. Is that what it says? 85 or 65? I'm sorry, I can't see. 65. This is enough to do a small amigurumi. So, I have the purple, white, light blue, and the pink, the yellow, and the orange, and green, and red. And what I have found that different places or different companies that have the tube yarn, their shades of the color will be variation. Like this one is a blue, a light blue, where Michael's Cuddle tube yarn was a dark blue. So that's what I used here, was the light blue and a dark blue. So buying it from different places will give you different shades of the yarn. And then see, as this one is a bright yellow, but I used a different brand and used the yellow that was a light yellow. So that's one thing to think about if you're using that type of yarn, or if you're helping a beginner crocheter get started, to get, you know, different shades of colors from different stores. Okay, so then I am looking to make some washcloths for my crochet booth. I'm just piling this yarn up on my desk, and then we're going to talk about it, and I'll tell you my plans with it. I'm just trying to get it all out of the bags right now. And I bought some pretty colors. Okay, two more, and they're out. I bought some pretty colors that I am happy with. And so let me just arrange this and look at it and think about it for a minute. And then I'll kind of know, what did I buy those for? So these are all cottons. And I don't have, in my stash, I have some, in my cotton stash, I have the older peaches and cream, sugar and cream. I do not have a stash of I love this cotton. So, you know, while it was on sale, I decided to just go ahead and get some in different colors to help me make up some color schemes. Okay, so I picked this Sugar Wheel Cotton. It's Forever Fruity is the name of it. And it's different shades of gray in there and a little white, not gray, blue. But it's kind of a blue-gray tones. And so I picked this one up. It is a, let me see if I can see it any better through my magnifying glass, but I don't have the light turned on it. It is a 3-weight yarn, and it is 335 yards. Okay, so this yarn is to me is thin, even though it may say, does it say 4-weight? It does say a 4-weight yarn, but to me it's very comparable to a 3-weight. So I thought I could do some washcloths with this. Just crank them out, not color coordinating, just crank them out. And then the same thing with this blue would match that, and this blue would match that. This blue and that blue might would, and the gray. I just thought about doing some in different, all these different shades of blue, plus the gray. This one, it might be more purpley. It's called Stonewash. This one is. It has a more purpley feel to that blue. But all the rest I think definitely will go with this. Even the gray. And I'll tell you these colors real quick if I can read them. This one is Stonewash. And I love this yarn is, it's a 4-weight yarn, 180 yards. The solid color is 180 yards. This one is called Soft Blue. And this one is, oh, I done passed it, I don't know how many times. Caroline C. Aqua. And Dove. The gray here that I'm calling gray is actually called Dove. So I thought those would be really pretty colors for those. And let's see, I'm gonna turn it because some of them might match some of the other ones that I got. Okay, I picked up this one. It is called Walk in the Park, and it is 153 yards. It's a variegated color, so it's 153 yards, but it has some red, blue, some green, some gray, and they're muted colors. So anyway, I thought those would be pretty, and I went ahead and picked up in the solid some green, red, and yellow, and orange. I thought the red and orange would go well with this color here. This one is called Harvest Hues. And this one is also Harvest Hues. So I did get 2 of those. And I thought those would kind of go well together. The orange and yellow would go well with this. And even some blue or green could be thrown in with that also. And then this right here, I think this is the last one. It is called something Frost. Moonlit Frost. And it is really pretty. It has a lot of white, some gray, and different shades of blue in there. And I might even see a touch of brown. Thought I saw some brown like right here. But anyway, I love these yarn. I love this cotton. And I love this yarn. I really do love that. And so some of these blues could match up with this along with that one. But I did also see some other cakes like this that I could grab and match up with some of the solid colors. So we'll see. That's my plans. And I enjoyed looking at all the yarn and talking with the 2 ladies that I did talk to while I was in there. But I appreciate you all coming along with me today and looking at yarn and talking about yarn and all that kind of stuff. I had a blast with you all. And I will be back to show you more videos about yarn in the future. So I'll see you in the next video, friends. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, friends. I appreciate you all so very much. You all mean so much to me, and I just appreciate you being here and the support and the love that you all show me time and time again. I love you all so very much, and I just appreciate you and want you to know that I love you guys.